background to this year, the INSAs will award the INSS Award for People of Excellence in this field. I'd like to invite the director, Professor Manuel Trachtenberg, and Dr. Kamit Velensky, a senior researcher from the INSS, to provide the award for this year. Hello to everybody again. A moment of maybe elation after all of the unpleasant scenarios that we have been exposed to. Well, there are at the moment very few areas of agreement in Israeli society, but no doubt security is something that gains consensus in terms of its support, and it is the vital thing for the state of Israel for obvious reasons. And so it's not surprising that over time we have developed several ways in order to appreciate those that have made a unique contribution to Israel's national security, and we want to express our appreciation to them. And therefore, there are ranges of, merits and awards of appreciation in other bodies, and there's also the Israel Prize that is given every year by the President, the Prime Minister, and Minister of Defense. And these decorations, medals, and awards are given to those who serve Israel's security, and we want to acknowledge their great benefit to the country. Today we have a different kind of award that is given, in my opinion, I think for the first time, but you can check me out on that, by a civilian body, the INSS, and to people and organizations that do not belong currently as to part of the security forces, but certainly deserve acknowledgement for their significant contribution over years to Israel's national security. And so in this regard, we have decided to express our appreciation in a more comprehensive way, and we believe not only in national might, but also internal might, social resilience, key factors all of national security. We established for this award a committee, an advisory committee filled with by head of the institute, various heads of departments, and they received various applications from very worthy individuals, examined and reviewed them, and chose the winners. And today we are thrilled to declare two winners, the first two of the award, and we hope that this will have a place of honor in the medals and awards that are given in Israeli societies, that those who love this country and have translated that love into an actual contribution to its security. Let me invite Captain Frank Louis to provide the award along with ourselves. And in this opportunity, I would like to say a couple of words about the contribution of Frank himself. Frank is the person who founded the INSS. He's the one who brought the vision of, yes, and he is the one that supports daily in the activities within the institute. And if you want to know, just as you know, Frank came to Israel 6 years ago and settled here. He was always present in Israel, but he settled here permanently at his advanced age, because this is his home. So thank you very much, Frank.
Good afternoon, and I'm delighted to announce that the first award given by the INSS for 2023 is hereby granted to Dr. Eyal Hulata. Eyal, please. And his parents have honored us with their presence this afternoon, and they're here in the ceremony. Dr. Hulata recently finished his position as the director of the NSC and National Security Advisor, and within that capacity managed to make a significant and meaningful contribution to Israel's national security, alongside to his contribution to further develop the entire campaign against Iran. And he further improved our relations with the U.S. Through the deepening of the diplomatic and economic collaborations with the countries in the region. In his position as the head of the the NSC. He reached this position after a diverse and respectable service in the Mossad. His ongoing activities express a very broad range of activities for Israel's national security. For all of those, the awards committee decided to award this award for 2023, the National Security Award, to Dr. Eyal Hulata. Thank you. Thank you very much for this unique opportunity. I would like to thank the INSS for the privilege to be the first one to receive this award for national security studies. I'd like to thank you, Sir Lawi, for many years of action for the benefit of Israel's national security. I'd like to thank all the members of the Institute over the years, first and foremost, Professor Tachtenberg and Major General in Reserves Hyman, for our collaboration and activities together, both in the present and in the past. We are facing a critical period for Israel's national security. Last night, I spoke from this stage. I won't repeat what I said, but I'd like to take this opportunity in order to say that I attribute great importance to finding the way to reach understandings that will enable us to pass this period, survive this period in the best way for the interest of all Israeli citizens so that we can resume to focus on the real, true challenges of national security that were discussed in this conference both yesterday and today. We all need it. We all deserve it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Eyal Hulata. And I'm proud to declare the awarding of the INSS prize to the Dvorah Forum. Women in National Security and Foreign Affairs. I'd like to invite Colonel in Reserves Maya Heller, the chair of the Dvorah Forum, to come to the stage and receive the award. The Dvorah Forum is a nonpartisan NGO that advocates the integration of women in foreign policy and security affairs in Israel through the establishment of a network of professional women in these fields and providing training for them. Since its establishment, it has managed to provide a female voice to decision-making processes on a national level and to increase the participation of women in the diplomatic and security establishment, to integrate more women in conferences and in the media. Socially, it contributes to the promotion of gender equality, combating violence, promoting women in the business sector, combating against the marginalization of women. For its unique contribution to Israel's national security, the award committee has decided to award the Dvorah Forum the 2023 National Security Award. Good afternoon. It is a great honor for the Dvorah Forum, Women in Foreign Policy and National Security, and for myself as chairman of the executive committee to receive from the INSS, the leading strategic thinking institute Israel, the award for 2023 for unique contribution to Israel's national security. On behalf of myself and all the members of the NGO, I'd like to thank the INSS, the award committee, and the director, Professor Trachtenberg, and chairman of the board, Sir Lawi, for the appreciation and recognition of the activities of the forum, the importance of its areas of activity, and the clear message that the vision of the forum is relevant today more than ever. And even though this is a festive occasion, of course, we cannot ignore the period we live in, a period that seems that takes us to the poem of Wisława Szymborska, Everything is Political. And I will read short segments from it. We are the children of the period. This is a political period. All the daily and nightly acts acts, your, ours, mine, are political acts, whether you want it or not. Your genes have a past, a political past. The eyes have a political view, and as you go through the forest, you are treading on political ground. Even non-political songs are political, and the moon shines from the sky. To be or to be? That is the question, and the question which I ask at such a time in which it seems that the exclusion of women from decision making centers takes us generations back. Have we returned to the point of the beginning? Do we need to once again start running this marathon mile by mile? Let's take the issue of integrating female combatants in the IDF. The pilot of female tank combatants was decided to be a success, and yet another mixed battalion was opened, and there are some other co-ed female battalions, and I will talk about it elsewhere. And the Supreme Court is discussing a petition about opening up all combat positions in the IDF for women, and the Dvora Forum joined this petition as a friend of the court. And we also hear voices now that call upon shutting down the mixed units, the shutting down of the special women's advisor to the Chief of General Staff unit being closed. And we see that this is not applicable. It does not correspond with reality. These arguments are far from convincing, even if it says by senior officials, including the director of the INSS, Major General in Reserves Tamir Hyman, and thank you for your warm words. And when I assumed my position 6 months ago, I was eligible for almost every position, but today, me and other women are no longer suitable. There are zero director generals appointed to government ministries since the establishment of the new government. Can you really not find any suitable women? I think that the answer to that is clear. And of course, just by knowing my fellow members of the Dvora Forum, leading women with influence and experience in areas of foreign policy, law, national security, public policy, cyberspace, etc. And I do not want to ask what the law determines about the duty to integrate women, because that is well known and it will be discussed in the petition that we submitted along with Naamat and the Women's Lobby. I am asking, what is the duty for the values of a female soldier, and why do we not optimally tap into the human capital, because we cannot forego half of the intellectual power of society, half of its leadership potential. And I would also like to ask, isn't it our duty to hold a discussion with diverse opinions, various ways of thinking, because it's already been proven that this is the only way to reach optimal decisions? And my answer to these questions is the vision of the Dvora Forum, to lead gender thinking and to make sure that women are part of the decision-making table, to make sure that women are part of the public discourse and dialogue. All that so that ultimately we can look with satisfaction and say that we indeed rose to the challenge. This is why the Dvora Forum, established in 2015 by courageous women who could see into the future, some of them heads of programs here in the Institute or senior researchers, is relevant today more than ever. And today, as we received this wonderful award, we will continue with our activities. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to the award recipients and to the INSS. A moment before we take another short break, I'd like to ask you to participate in a brief survey that will be part of the panel that will come following the break. You can see a QR code, you can scan it and answer our special survey. And after you do that, and then we'll take a 15-minute, we'll go over the survey with the INSS researchers. Thank you.